All right, so
Is that all of our housekeeping?
that's all the housekeeping. We have a suspicious package on our table
Okay.
again.
So, yeah, let's do our kindness report.
All right, I'm gonna go over there to do it.
Is Corey, can you take over the bus?
What was it in Evangelion? Pattern is orange. Was when there was an alien or an angel.
That's why people call it Tang. I don't
Right.
think the soup at the end is very orange. It looks like blood to me.
It's yeah, like they always say it smells like blood. Pattern is blue.
Oh,
Oop.
yeah. But no, human instrumentalities.
So just
Right.
before we get to that, I'm just gonna let people know that Jacob left a very large
Bucket.
bucket of.
Is he just leaving his lunch here?
Maybe, but I keep eating it. So of a self-heating hot pot that is beefy and tomato flavored.
I once went on a tour of an office space where one of the staff was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna love it here. There's this like cabinet in the lunchroom. It fills up with lunches every day, and they're just for free." So
When did you find out that those were other people's lunches that everyone was eating?
I mean, it was a good joke. I
Okay.
laughed at it,
That's
but
good.
it was almost as good as the time that I went to work, and I opened my lunch and somebody had eaten half of my grapefruit
Wow,
Oh,
that's
and then
aggressive.
put it back.
They're like, oh, my wife packed me grapefruit today. Awesome.
yeah. So don't worry, Jacob. I've got your next one all wrapped up, and but we should definitely go into our breadfast tradition of assuming that is still bread under there.
Well, it's weird, right? Because it's not even, it's covered, but it's just covered by a lot of napkins. And if I remove them, we have this 4 blurry things.
Or blurry.
That's
things.
extra scary to me.
Yes. So I'm just going to open this. Oh, no hiss.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
top
Okay.
of a head.
All right. Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
they're decorated.
Huh. Well,
What is?
Okay.
Corey, would
Okay.
you like me to drive while you sample this bread?
briefly, I thought
Who?
that perhaps that was salmon
You want me
spread.
to drive while you eat this bread?
I'm not driving.
I would really like it if you would drive, Molly. I thought Corey
Okay.
was taking over, and the bus
yeah.
almost crashed.
I saw that the bus almost crashed, so here we go.
But I saved it, so it's fine.
There
So
we
this
go.
is-
all right. I got it.
This
you.
is not salmon spread.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
It's sweet. I might be actually
Might be
getting
sweet salmon spread, I
sweet
guess.
You're right. I mean, let's be fair. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of like sweet smelling off of it. That might also be the
Okay.
bread itself, because it is bread. It looks like
Yeah.
he's made 4 individual tiny loaves, and then covered them in some sort of.
If this is not a thing you think you can eat, Cameron, we will definitely excuse you from bread times.
I will always commit to the bit.
I will need to go get myself. We don't need to have. The nice thing is because they're already cut. I just need to go get plates to put all these on. So I will go do that right now.
Okay.
All right.
Please mute me.
Beach has been muted from the stream.
All right. I have to go
Finally.
wash my hands. I definitely didn't hear you ask to hand it off
Oh.
to me specifically.
I asked you, and I saw you nod because your mouth was full, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Corey's got it.
No, my hand was covered in caramel sauce. Like I started eating the donut. Some sort of gnome left a donut by my shoes today, so I just ate it.
Oh.
It had popcorn on top, and I don't really know what the donut was supposed to be. Like, is it caramel? I guess it was caramel because of the addition of the popcorn. But
Oh yes, a no nut. I'm familiar.
yeah, I picked it up, and then it just started oozing sugar onto my hand, and I was like, well, now I'm doing this for the rest of my life.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds kind of like the Meet the Pyro video from Team Fortress 2. I wonder what actually it was.
All right, I'm gonna go wash.
Okay, cool. I do want to address the one thing I saw in the chat where they said they didn't think Jacob would leave meat for Cameron to eat, and I agree. But I don't know everyone's food preferences, and sometimes there are just things you don't want to eat, and I want to make sure that people know that they can nope out.
Yep. Yeah. We can always, we have a veto on the things that we eat.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not entirely sure Jacob knows I'm veg, but
I-
that doesn't matter
It's
as well.
it's one of those things where it's like you're part of a friend group for so long, you just know things about people, and sometimes you forget to tell other people.
Yep. I mean, I don't think it's come up ever.
So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I only know that you're veg because it has been joked about, but not actually because it's been explicitly stated.
Hmm.
So that's, I guess, the carrier medium for messages within our friend group.
Yeah, like you have to, what is it? Not deduce, induce vegetarianism by induction.
Right.
I mean, I really appreciate the food things that you post on your Twitter because you are vegetarian. Because I don't know many people who also post their food experiments. So I always feel like I get to see a thing that's interesting food wise, just because like growing up in Alberta, it's like, oh, well, first you pick your meat and then you get your potatoes, and then I guess maybe our vegetable is corn, and you're just like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Other
that
things exist, right?
I grew up in northern BC, and my experience was very similar to that. Um, I always try to operate in good faith and assume other people are also operating in good faith.
Yeah, beef stuck the forks in kind of like some sort of claw machine game.
Like a statement, a message to other toasts.
Ooh, it's cinnamony. Synonymy.
Synonymous?
Since
No, wait, that's
Synonymy. Do, 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 do.
do.
I clung to the stretcher, I drew them a heart.
Wow,
Yeah.
it smells almost like cake.
Spicy.
Actually, yeah, I think that might be frosting.
It definitely has a glow of frosting about it.
The
No,
reason
I'm not destined to be king.
there's like a slight pink light in our air, and it kind of makes it's like, oh yeah, I could see why this might look like salmon a little bit.
We can probably lose the empty table now, I think, too.
The absence of bread. Let's
Yeah.
contemplate it. We
Am I
go down
coming
to a
across?
live shot.
I must be.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Spicy. Turn my headphones up. That's better. Now I can hear my own ears.
You really got that fork in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure the claw would grab it. The claw. I gave Cameron the big heavy fork.
I love how that the claw thing actually paid off into a literal Deus Ex Machina.
Right?
In like what, the third movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once saw I once sat in a cafe and watched someone eat a sandwich like this.
Oh.
Like on a fork, like at a county fair?
Mm-hmm. They just harpooned it and were sitting there eating it. And it's like they were reading a book with the other hand, and I didn't know if they were a Martian or a genius. Right? Because they had a hand free.
And they turned to you, and you saw it was Slavish Zizek. You're like, oh, that checks out.
Yeah. Oh man, that image of him utterly demolishing two hot dogs while walking down the street
I know.
with his groceries in the crook of each elbow. That was a man who had someplace to be.
I feel like you guys are taking this bread for granted. How is the bread?
It's cake.
It's
It's
cake.
some sort of like
Ah, my
very
favorite kind of bread.
very moist cinnamon cake.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or
with-
like a carrot cake, which I think.
Yeah.
I'm not really detecting carrot though.
No.
It has kind of that flavor,
It's
though.
got that consistency.
But that's
of
sort of afternoon cake kind of texture.
Yeah.
Um,
This is, of course, a good morning cake. We call it the good morning cake.
I'm not sure
With
what
a
the
fried
frosting
egg on
is.
top. I
Some
think the
gravy.
frosting is actually some sort of cream cheese type.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a cream cheese
Yeah.
frosting,
Okay.
which again lends me to my carrot cake conclusion.
Yeah, no, Jacob and I arrived at an arrangement. that will be. We'll negotiate after the bus. My parties will meet with his parties.
He will
Yeah.
not. He will not
No.
leave you unkinded.
No,
No.
Jacob would
But
never
But in the
do-
meantime, I prepared myself some bread.
Yeah, Jacob would
Skull.
never exclude someone.
Scar.
Yeah.
And
Don't drink and drive, kids.
but you have to understand, Molly's much further away from the rest of us, and thus, that's why she's
I'm
driving the
actually
bus.
not. I'm closer to you guys than I am to my mom, but there's a border. You know, 100 and
Physically
some
or
years ago,
emotionally?
somebody drew a line in the dirt and said that you have to get a special book to walk across it. So that's what's up.
And like
so I
what?
could go
Like-
get bread from my mom right now, but I can't get bread from you guys.
Like, you need a special book. You're like, what? Like the Bible? It's like, no, like different
mean,
kind of book.
Maybe at one point.
Oh, like men are from Mars. Women can't cross this border without a passport. What?
A passport from Venus.
It's really hot there, I hear.
Okay, did I get it wrong? Apparently I did. I thought that Mars was it goes Mercury, Mars, Earth, Venus. In distance from.
No.
No,
No. My very elegant mother.
it's
Ah, thank you.
Mars is 4.
Good.
yeah,
Okay.
we're the third planet from the sun, and Mars comes after us. Venus and Mercury are before us.
Okay. I think I got it locked in my head that it was like it's Mercury, Mars, Earth because that was the way in which we met them in Sailor Moon. You meet Mercury first, then you meet Mars next.
Nerd!
Oh, well, that's because Sailor Venus was busy being Sailor V, and she hadn't shown up yet.
Now I have to make a YouTube video about how we're being lied to by big astronomy. And Sailor Moon tried to get the word out.
Is there a Sailor Pluto? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yeah,
We meet her before we meet Uranus and Neptune.
yeah,
actually.
she shows up in season 2 because she has time powers.
Teach the controversy.
I've read many of a fanfic when they declassified Pluto as a planet about how she felt about not being related to a planet anymore.
Which I think is crap because I'm kind of like,
Oh, it was cute.
well, except but, like I'm kind of like it doesn't matter because to Pluto because she occupies like any time that she wants because she has time powers. She can learn just be like that's fine. That there was a time when Pluto wasn't even seen as anything. Nobody could see it
Which
on
Sailor
Earth.
Pluto do you want to talk about?
I'm just saying that Sailor Pluto, if it was at any time throughout time, there would be a period of time when it's like Pluto wasn't even something that Earthlings knew about. Then there was a period of time when they knew about it and made it a planet. Then there was a time when they didn't. And as far as we know, maybe there'll be a point in the future where it will be like, you know what, let's just make Pluto a planet again. After all, the sailor that represents her has time powers, and maybe we don't want to piss her off.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Pluto was a planet for 80 years, and the solar system has existed for 2 billion, 3 billion.
Is
Yeah.
there a Sailor Earth?
No, but people technically like to throw a tuxedo mask in that role because there was
Boo.
so Sailor Senshi are supposed to all be female according to the original stuff, and there was never a like princess character for Earth, and thus because Tuxedo Kami was the prince, a lot of people are like, well, he's basically Sailor Earth.
You're telling me that the sailor for Earth is an incompetent pickup artist in a cape?
I mean,
That explains everything.
our moon has its own sailor.
Yeah. But I
And-
mean, if Pluto is a moon of Charon, depending on who you ask, right? So maybe there's a Sailor Charon we don't know about.
Oh, we
I don't
definitely
think-
seen that show up as a.
I don't think Sailor
fanfic.
Moon's mom was necessarily a Sailor Scout, though. That kind of seems like a thing that happened because they had to send her to Earth, and then she needed to do something because when her most powerful form is when she's in her princess outfit, not when she's in like the Sailor Senshi getup.
Okay, and why does Chibi used to have a gun?
That's a toy gun
Look, if you send a child back in time,
That-
you got to make sure that she's
that-
carrying.
that spits out a dart.
like Cable?
That says bang on it, and she's very angry, and she's a small child, and she's a little annoying.
I'm just picturing Chibiusa just covered in pockets.
He said leather straps.
with one cybernetic eye.
Now, if you go into the live action stuff of Sailor Moon, we get a Sailor Luna, which is great because they have this tiny plush cat that they make walk around the set, and she turns into a Sailor Scout.
Okay, that seems like a good gig.
Yeah.
We never actually, I don't think we ever get to see Artemis and Diana in the series. In the manga, we get a drawing of them, I think, at one point. And but we do get like Luna turns into gets a human form.
Luna gets a human form in like a
The movie, right?
in a movie. When you say we don't see Artemis and Diana,
Animated.
you mean they're human forms?
Yes, they're human forms.
Because they both show up as cats.
Absolutely, they do.
Okay. Though they do show them in their human forms in the manga. But yeah, they come from a planet called Ma. M-A-U, I think.
Mwah.
Where everybody is
Ma.
a cat person of some kind, maybe?
Mwah.
It's been a while since I've looked at that.
I think Cam just jettisoned
Yep.
That's
this
fair.
conversation. Yeah.
His planet needed him.
Never running from a real fight.
Just the one named Sailor.